Atlantic Broadband Cable, in cooperation with the South Union Township Supervisors, presents the South Union Township Sports Network. Today via tape delay from the Burkett Complex in Robinson Township, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs take on the Hampton Talbots in a WPIAL 5A quarterfinal round playoff game. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Morozak with Gary Frankhauser and Jerry Dupé, and welcome you aboard for today's high school WPIAL baseball playoff game. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Atlantic Broadband Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, I'm Brian Morozak with Gary Frankhauser and Jerry Dupé, and we'll be back with the lineups for both teams after these messages.
Good luck to the Mustangs from the South Union Township Supervisors, Rick Vernon, Jason Scott, and Robert Schiffbauer.
Brian Morozak and Gary Frankhauser back here at the Burkett Complex in Robinson Township. Just about set to go. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Hampton Talbots in a 5A quarterfinal round game. Here's Gary with the Laurel Highlands batting order.
Leading off for the Mustangs, familiar batting order for the Mustangs, Santino Mara. He'll be playing second base. Batting second and playing left field today, Greg Hench. Batting in the third position, number 1, Dino Vecchiola on the hill for the Mustangs. Batting fourth, number 25, Garrett Myers. He's at first base. Batting fifth, number 10, Alex Gesk. He'll be out in right field. Batting sixth, number 4, Justin Brstinsky playing center field. The DH this afternoon, number 9, Nate Zimkowski in the 7th spot. And batting eighth, number 16, Nick Kumar on third base. Running out the lineup, number 22, Caleb Scott. He'll be behind the plate for the Mustangs.
Defensively for Hampton, they'll have Adam Dembowski in left, Will Shewitt in center, and Max Smith in right. Cameron Marshallwitz playing third, Tyler Bishke playing short, John Ibenson playing second, Sean Mikulin playing first, Bert Camper catching, and Brendan Urka on the mound for the Hampton Talbots. Urka 5-1 with a save. This is his 10th appearance, 9th start. Has worked 41 2/3 innings, struck out 24, walked 11, has an ERA of 2.69, and he's set to go. Facing Santino Mara in the first pitch, a fastball misses low for ball one. Quinn McGuire calling the balls and strikes here today. Mara, junior, second baseman, batting .406 with 9 RBIs, 1-0 on the way. Misses low again, 2-0.
Very important for the Mustangs, I think, to get the confidence up, get those bats moving here early, Brian.
Laurel Highlands coming off a 3-1 first-round playoff win over Kiski. Hampton hasn't played in 13 days. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike from Urka as the count moves to 2-1. And you wonder how the layoff will affect Hampton. They did scrimmage Freeport last week trying to stay sharp. Now the 2-1 hit high in the air there by Mara to deep left field, going back and able to make the catch.
Falling down on his back.
That was Adam Dombrowski, the freshman, making the grab out there in left field.
That ball was driven deep to 360 mark in the left center field, and it looked like it might have a chance to get out of here. But as you said, Adam just falling on his back, making the catch, coming up nonchalantly, saying, I got it.
So that's Adam Dombrowski making the catch out there in left field. And we were talking to the Hampton radio crew earlier, Gary, and they told me that Dombrowski actually coming off an injury. This is his first game back in quite some time, and making a nice catch out there. Now first pitch swinging there with a single in a center field for the Mustangs, Greg Hench. And boy, has he been hot. Came into this game with a .478 average, senior left fielder, and with a shot there in a center field.
Two good wraps by the Mustangs here early. That ball deep by Santino. Had a chance for extra bases, but right out of that comes Greg Hench. First pitch hitting single brings up Vecchiola.
Vecchiola, the junior pitcher, batting .389 with a homer and 10 RBIs. And now Urca torque out of the stretch here for Hampton in their home whites, blue trim, and some yellow numbers out there for the Talbots. Laurel Highlands in their away blues with red numbers and gray pants here today as the first pitch misses there to Dino Vecchiola.
Batting from the left side. Looks like a short porch in right, but it says 325 out there.
With a high fence,
yeah.
325 down the lines, 360 to the alleys, and 375 to straightaway center field. Now the 1-0, high and outside to Dino Vecchiola, now 2-0. We mentioned during the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, Gary, that Laurel Highlands has not been in the WPIAL semifinals since 1983.
Certainly would be a feather in their cap to pull it off here this afternoon against the highly ranked Hampton Talbots.
2-0 pitch, and therefore a strike, now 2-1 to Dino Vecchiola.
Absolutely no room along the sidelines here at Burkett Field.
Yeah, certainly tight up here in the press box as well. It'll throw over to first, and a head first slide back there for Greg Hench. This top half of the first inning being brought to you by the Roost Car Wash in Hopwood. Nice to have them along for the WPIAL playoffs here on WMBS and the Triple Live High School Sports Network. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, just misses outside there to Vecchiola. Now 3-1.
Good enthusiasm on the Mustang bench right down below us. Probably hear that on the radio broadcast and the TV side.
We're situated right down the third base line. The 3-1 pitch misses for ball four to Dino Vecchiola. It's a 2-on with 1 out here for the Mustangs in the top half of the first inning. With Garrett Myers coming to the plate.
Number 25,
we'll get a courtesy runner here for Vecchiola. That'll be number 3, Ryan Bricker, to run for Dino.
Pitcher for Hampton, Brendan Urca. Number 8, wearing number 8. He's a junior. Very slight build. Looks like he can bring a little bit of heat, though. 2 runners on now for the Mustangs.
Now, first pitcher to Garrett Myers. Swing and a miss there from Garrett. Big cut, 0-1. Mustangs have to be optimistic about the starts. See if they can get a couple across here in the top half of the first inning. Out of the stretch again, Urca now will step off the mound, looking back at Greg Hench at second base.
Trying to keep him close, but really no one holding him on.
Another little glance back there from Urca. Now the 0-1 pitch to Myers. Line drive gets through into center field. This will get in front of Will Schuett, rounding third on his way to home, and scoring out of the play is Greg Hench. And down to third, Ryan Bricker, the courtesy runner, and the Mustangs with a run across and runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the first.
RBI single up the middle, just out of the reach of the second baseman, John Ibenson. He dove to his right, and it just missed his glove. And after it got out into the outfield, Will Schuett had a little bit of problems with it in center field, easily scoring Greg Hench and allowing the courtesy runner, Becker, to get around to third.
The one difference, Gary, about this Laurel Highlands team versus some of the Mustang teams that we've seen over the last couple of years, this team's battle-tested. Out of the conference they've played in with West Allegheny, Montour, Trinity, a lot of solid programs. So they're used to these kind of games. And the Mustangs haven't had to play a tough regular season slate like they have in 2019 in quite some time. And a solid start here in the top half of the first inning against Hampton. And now Alex Guest coming to the plate, the senior right fielder, batting .268 with 8 RBIs.
A lot of clutch hits by Alex Guest coming down the second half of the season.
Including last week up at Seton Hill in the first round of the playoffs against Kiskieri, and he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1.
Again, batting from the left side.
Myers on first, and Bricker, the courtesy runner, on third. 1-0 on the way. Low, nice little block there from Burt Camper. We mentioned Hampton with 3 Division I players. In fact, the top 3 in their batting lineup. Tyler Bischke, who's the starting shortstop, going to Kent State. Cameron Marshallwitz, the starting third baseman, going to Youngstown State. And Burt Camper, the catcher, going to Townsend. Now the 2-0 on the way. That one is low and gets away there from Camper. And advancing down to second is Garrett Myers. So now the Mustangs with 2 in scoring position and a 3-0 count here to Alex Gesk.
Takes away the force out at second base and a potential double play. So 3-0 now to Gesk. You got to believe he'll be taking here as they bring the infield in on the grass, but now they're going to back off a little bit.
We saw a little of this
cut off that
yesterday,
run.
Gary. Tony and I worked the California Eden Christian game up at Greater Latrobe, and California was coming into the game off a long layoff, and they had a slow start as Gesk now walks. The 3-0 pitch misses high. Now the Mustangs with the bases loaded, and they actually fell behind 6-3 and rallied back with 6 unanswered runs for a 9-6 win, and you kind of wonder, is maybe Hampton feeling a little bit of that as well? They haven't played in 13 days.
I kind of like the California coach's quote in the paper this morning. Those breaks, if you lose, you're rusty. If you win, it was a good break.
Yes. Now Justin Brstensky at the plate will swing at the first pitch and pop it up here in foul territory on the left side. The ball will go over the fence and out of play. California will play Quigley in the semifinal round tomorrow. That game will start at 4 o'clock down at W&J. The winner here will play in the semis tomorrow, 4 o'clock at West Mifflin. And this one popped up again in foul territory by Brstensky.
No room at all down the line. Those are pretty far out of play, but I think a little bit aggressive there, Justin Brstensky.
Mustangs a run already across. Now 0-2 counts here from Brendan Urka to Justin Brstensky. And Brstensky enters this game with a .429 average and 5 RBIs.
Got a piece.
And just got a piece of that to foul tip it. Pitch was low coming in.
Yes, he kind of protecting in there, but ball was too low to hit.
Another 0-2 here, Urka to Brstensky, and that pitch is high, maybe a little throwaway there from Urka, trying to get Brstensky to chase again. Count moves to 1-2.
Urka has good velocity on that fastball, no doubt about that.
Now Urka set with the 1-2, a wind and fire, and this ball hit high in the air to shallow center. Could be trouble, and the ball does drop in. And with a little fire down to third, Hampton will record it out at third as Garrett Myers is retired. The Mustang runners had to hold up on the play, but Ryan Bricker, the courtesy runner, does score as that relay from Bischke to Marshallwitz retired Myers. So it goes as a fielder's choice, but does produce a run.
Rough on the batter, Brstensky. That is a fielder's choice, and the out recorded on a force out at third base, but scoring on the play was Becker, the courtesy runner.
Actually, Bricker,
I'm sorry. I did that last game.
Nonetheless, 2 across here for the Mustangs in the top of the first inning. Now 2 outs, and Nate Zimkoski, the 9th Mustang to bat here in this half inning, takes the first pitch for a strike. Zimkoski, the DH here today, has had some arm trouble as of late, prompting Nick Kumar to get back-to-back playoff starts at third. But Zimkoski's bat still in the lineup here for Laurel Highlands in the 5A quarterfinal round. Now the 0-1 on the way to Nate, a little inside. Runners now on first and second for Laurel Highlands after the 6-5 fielder's choice. Really with Alex Gesk on second and Myers. Now check that, Brstensky on first.
That's exactly right. It's kind of nice to have Zimkoski as a designated hitter. And that ball gets all the way back to the screen. That was a wild pitch.
Yeah, for sure. Wild pitch there. So the runners advance on the play. Brstensky moving down to second. Geskin to third. Now again, 2 in scoring position. And a 2-1 count here. Urka to Nate Zimkoski.
A lot of pitches here in the first inning for Urka. I believe we'll be advised as to the number of pitches.
Yes, they have them tracked up here in the press box. 2-1. This is inside again now. 3-1 to Nate Zimkoski with first base open. And the Mustangs getting to Urka early on. Now the 3-1 on the way, and Zimkoski a little nubber sent foul.
7 men to the plate already here for the Mustangs in the first inning.
Nick Kumar due up next. The sophomore, the Mustangs hope they get to him here in the top of the first. Now the payoff pitch on the way here to Nate Zimkoski. And Urka winds and fires. This one belted into center field. This could score 2. Rounding third on his way to the plate is Justin Brstensky, and he scores. It's 4-0. Laurel Highlands here in the top of the first.
Wow, Brian, that was a rip on a 3-2 pitch. Runners had to kind of hold. There was no force, so that ball went straight into center field with a lot of zip. Good throw to the plate, but speed. Scored again for Alex Gesk and Justin Brstensky.
Yep. So 4 across here for Laurel Highlands in the top half of the first inning. Brendan Urka taking it on the chin early on. Now a visit to the mound here for the Hampton Talbots. And in the single elimination tournament, loser goes home here, Gary. The winner's guaranteed at least 2 more games. Not only will they get an opportunity to play in the semifinal round tomorrow, even if they would lose that semifinal, they'll play a state play-in game after Memorial Day.
A lot on the line, as you said, Brian, and this is something we really haven't seen out of the Mustangs lately, as my chair almost falls down. But welcome sight to have these breakout first inning.
Laurel Highlands has already played a game at this complex earlier on this year. They defeated Montour back in early April by a 5-3 score. The last time Laurel Highlands played a playoff game here at this venue, you have to go all the way back to 2008 when they defeated Steel Valley in a first-round game. Now you have Nick Kumar at the plate. As Gary said, the 8th Mustang to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. The first pitch to Kumar, swing and a miss there from Nick for strike 1. Laurel Highlands with 4 across, and now Nate Zimkoski on first base. And 0-1 count here, Urka to Nick Kumar. And the 0-1 on the way. Fastball in there for a strike, and now 0-2. Urka to Kumar.
Might see Zimkoski take off here. No reason to not send him here. Get him in scoring position, hit and run situation.
Kumar hasn't got too many opportunities at the plate so far this season, and that pitch misses low, so the 0-2 now becomes a 1-2 to Nick Kumar. Enters with just a .214 average and 2 RBIs. The Mustangs actually used a designated hitter for Nick when he got the start at third base last Thursday at Seton Hill against Kiski area. Now the 1-2 on the way. Fastball hit on the ground here on the left side. Goes to the shortstop, Bishke. Throw over to first in time to Mikulin to retire. Kumar 6-3 for the final out of the inning. But the Mustangs get 4 runs here in the top of the first to lead Hampton 4-0 with the Talbots coming to bat. We're back in a moment here on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
How many pitches? Pitcher is number 1, Indino Vecchiola. Behind the plate, the catcher, number 22.
Prime Rozak and Gary Frankhauser back here at the Burkett complex. Well, the Mustangs got the bats going, Gary, in the top of the first inning. Now let's see if they can silence the Hampton bats. Led in the lineup by Tyler Bishke, the senior shortstop, headed to Kent State. Batting second, Cameron Marshallwitz. He's headed to Youngstown State. Burt Camper batting third. He's catching and heading to Townsend. Batting in the cleanup spot, the DH, Adam Stroud. Batting fifth and playing second base, John Ibenson. Batting sixth and playing in right field, Max Smith. Brendan Urka, the pitcher, batting seventh. Will Shewitt in center field, batting eighth. And the freshman, Adam Dembowski, batting ninth and playing left field. How about Laurel Highlands defensively, Gary?
Around the outfield, Greg Hench in left field. Justin Brstinsky in center field. Alex Gesk in right. In the infield, Nick Kumar on at third base. Mike Brstinsky at shortstop. Santino Mara at second. Garrett Myers on first. Dino Vecchiola on the hill. And the catcher is Caleb Scott. This game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL, WMBS, the South Union Township Sports Network, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the WPIAL, WMBS, the South Union Township Sports Network, and Trib Live High School Sports Network is strictly prohibited.
That legal disclaimer brought to you by Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, helping local people with their legal matters since 1976. On the first pitch here, Vecchiola to Bishke. A breaking ball misses for ball one. You were impressed with Bischke's arm over at shortstop.
Absolutely.
There, Gary.
That last play of the last inning was in the hole, and he threw a bullet over to first base.
1-0 pitch, another breaking ball, grounded here to third. Kumar with the play, long throw over to first. It's high and goes over Garrett Meyer's head, and safe at first is Tyler Bischke.
I think he had that one beat out anyway, Brian. We're going to give him a base hit on that, but ball was down the line, right behind third base, and Kumar had to go to his right, plant and throw, and I believe that he would have beat that out regardless.
So Hampton with a runner on and nobody out here in the bottom half of the first inning with Cameron Marshallwitz coming to the plate. The senior third baseman, again, we mentioned a Youngstown State recruit, batting .368 with 11 RBIs. Bats here from the left side, so lefty versus lefty with Bischke on first. And Bischke plenty of speed from that leadoff position. Vecchiola with a clean look now delivers the first pitch, and therefore a strike to Cameron Marshallwitz.
Yeah, Dino has a nice hesitation move on his stretch on the mound.
And taking his time, looking over at Bischke now delivering here to Marshallwitz and gets a swing and a miss, and just like that, 2 strikes on Cameron Marshallwitz.
He varies it nicely, too, that one with a quick step into home rather than the knee kick. So he varies that delivery, which really keeps the runner at first base on his toes.
Now the 0-2 on the way. Fastball misses high. Count now moves to 1-2.
What was that? I'm not sure what the call was there. He called a balk.
Wow. We talked about that move, Gary, and for whatever reason, and now Scott DeBerry is going to come out and talk to the third base umpire about that move.
He stopped it. He was at the stretch position, just as we were talking about, and
Vecchiola said, "Hey, I didn't do anything different."
Same thing he did on the first pitch. I didn't see anything different. I think a little encouragement from the Hampton bench might have influenced that call.
Tough to make a call like that in the WPIAL playoff game.
Sure is.
Now the count 1-2 here to Marshallwitz with Bischke now down at second. As Vecchiola looks back, delivers the 1-2. It's popped up here on the right side. And charging in from right field and making the grab for the first out of the inning is Alex Gesk. And holding at second is Bischke.
So good job there by Dino to not let that balk influence him. And I'm sure he's still thinking, I've done this same thing all year.
Hasn't been called once until now. Now Burt Camper coming to the plate, senior catcher, batting .490. Smoked 2 home runs and has 19 RBIs so far this season. He's going to be playing at Townsend next year.
Looks like a very sturdy athlete.
He steps in here from the right side. Vecchiola glancing back, runner going, pitch a breaking ball, and now Scott's throw down to third goes into left field.
That's going to allow a run to score.
Now coming around is Bischke, and Hampton getting one back. It's now 4-1.
So a stolen base, and that was a low throw, unable to be handled by Kumar down at third. So Hampton gets one back with just the third batter up.
Now Burt Camper facing a 1-0 count as that pitch missed for ball 1, and now Vecchiola will get back in a wind and fire position. And the 1-0 on the way, another breaking ball, and this ball belted and gets past Nick Kumar in a left field. Relay coming in here from Greg Hench, and a 1-out single for Burt Camper. The Mustangs, I think, are going to need the runs here this afternoon, Gary, with the bats that the Talbots have in the lineup.
They're certainly going to put the bat on the ball. They're not going to be looking to gain any walks or get deep in the count. Those guys are aggressive at the plate.
Now Adam Stroud batting from the cleanup spot. Junior batting .382 with 11 RBIs. DH here today. He takes the first pitch high for ball 1 for Andino Vecchiola. Stroud batting for the first baseman Sean Mikulin today. Count now 1-0 here. Vecchiola to Stroud. Pitch on the way. And this ball chopped at short. Brostensky steps on second for one. Throw over to first to Myers for an inning-ending double play.
Beautiful play there by Michael Brostensky, just going to his left, get a big hop, easy unassisted at second, on to first for the double play.
It's 4-1 Laurel Highlands over Hampton, going to the second here on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
The key to success in life is teamwork. On and off the field, in the workplace, in the home, in our schools. Teamwork gets it done. The world of competitive sports offers many good things, the most important of which is teamwork. Individual talent may win a few games, but teamwork wins championships. Go team! Go Laurel Highlands Mustangs! This positive message has been brought to you and paid for by Jason Scott.
We're back here at the Burkett Complex, and Gary Frankhouse is going to bring you the second inning.
Thank you, Brian. Leading off for the Mustangs is Caleb Scott, the ninth batter in the order, as the Mustangs brought 8 to the plate in the first. 31 pitches by Urka in the first, and there's a shot up the middle again. So the Mustangs aggressive at the plate. Caleb Scott starts things off in the second with a first pitch single right up the middle.
Scott breaking out of a little bit of a slump there, Gary, with a single in the center field. Came in with just a 209 average. That'll get things going for the Mustangs here in the top of the second.
Brings up Santino Mara, who drove one deep to left center field his first time up. Almost put it out of here, but an acrobatic catch by Adam Dombrowski.
You look at the pitch count right now. Urka's thrown 32 pitches. Vecchiola threw just 9 in the bottom of the first.
That ball's inside for ball one.
And the winner here, Gary, will take on Franklin Regional. Franklin Regional down South Bay at 6-5 earlier on today. That was a 2 o'clock start up at West Mifflin.
Urka from the stretch. Swing and a miss at the heat that time. Mara unable to connect.
That game will be played at West Mifflin tomorrow. 4 o'clock starts. 5A semifinals.
1-1, runner on at first. Here's a pitch. There's a shot down the right field line, and that's well out of play for the second strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Santino Mara.
It's top of the second, brought to you by Peachin's Pharmacy, located inside the Peachin Superfood Mart.
Urka again checks the runner. There's a shot to right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. It might allow runner to move around to third. There's a strong throw into third, but he's going to slide in under the tag and into third safely. Wow. Is Caleb Scott. Very close play, but I think clearly safe, as a throw in from right field was high. Sliding in safely was Caleb Scott, and a single to right by Santino Mara has the Mustangs with first and third, nobody out here in the second, leading 4-1.
Mustangs just tagging Urka right now. 5 hits, already produced 4 runs, and now 2 on with nobody out here in the top of the second inning.
Brings up Hench, who already has a single and scored a run. Good speed on it first. That's ball high and tight.
It's a pretty impressive opening here for Laurel Highlands against the number 3 seed section champs out of Section 2 and 5A. Hampton came in 12-6 overall record, 8-2 in the conference.
Second pitch. That's in for a strike on the inside corner.
Hench's average now at .478.
Really came on for the Mustangs this year. Urka with the sign. Checks Merritt first. Foul back. Good cut there by Greg Hench.
Greg also missed the last week of the regular season due to an eye injury he sustained during warm-ups of the Char Valley game.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, and that was not something that you take lightly. Pretty serious injury.
Nice to have him back for the playoffs. Was productive, a couple of hits last Thursday up at Seton Hill against Kiski in the first round.
There's a pitch. Ground ball to short. Going to go for 2. Throw to first, not in time, and the runner scores. Caleb Scott, a little curious there, as the good arm shortstop, Tyler Bishke, went for the double play, got the runner at second in Mara, but kind of a slow throw to second and a bobble at second allowed Hench to be safe at first with an RBI, fielder's choice.
6th RBI of the year for Hench. Run scored there for Caleb Scott. Now Dino Vecchiola at the plate. He walked and scored a run first time up.
5-1 Mustangs. Vecchiola looks at ball one, high and outside.
You remember much about that 1983 Laurel Highlands team, Gary, the last team to make it to the WPIAL semis?
I do. They were very talented, and I believe that was
that Mulholland's team?
Outside. No, he was a little bit older than that.
Okay.
Trying to remember who some of the players are on that team. Here's the pitch. And low pitch, and that's going to be foul. Looks like it's going to be in play. Rao at third base. Making the catch there right beside third base was Cameron Marshall. So a rare foul ball out here at Burkett Field.
A good job there by Cameron Marshall. It's the senior third baseman headed to Youngstown State, recording the second out of the inning here defensively for Hampton.
Brings up Myers. Singled in a run in the first. Pitch just a little outside for ball one.
It's a natural grass field here at the Burkett complex.
Looks pretty plush out there also. Myers grounds a short. Bishke little toss over to first for the third out of the inning, but the Mustangs do put another run across. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Mustangs on top, 5-1. You're listening to WMBS, watching the South Union Township Sports Network, and we're also on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Getting off the bottom half of the second inning for the Talbots. Batting out of the 5 spot, the second baseman, number 20, John.
Back here at Robinson Township, Burkett Field, leading off four, and there's a pop-up. First pitch hitting, and let's see, coming in from right field, and that's going to be Gask, and he can't make the catch. Confusion between Mara and Gask, and that should have been Gask's call all the way. Not sure why that miscommunication came through, but we're going to have to rule that an error.
Yeah, somebody needs to take charge out there. You actually had 3 Mustangs all in the vicinity. Brstensky out in center, Geskin right, and Mara, the second baseman, backing up on John Ibenson's fly ball to shallow right field and goes off the glove of Alex Gesk, goes as an E9. And now the Talbots, Max Smith at the plate.
Fly ball to right, and playing shallow was Gesk, but he's going to go back and make this catch, and that'll force Ibeson back to first, but playing shallow out there, having to go back to his left was Alex Gesk, but he does make the catch for the first out of the inning, brings up Brendan Urka, the pitcher.
Just a slight breeze out there today, not quite like the winds we saw yesterday up at Greater Latrobe for the California Eden Christian game.
Batting for the Talbots.
So still on at first is John Ibeson on the air. Just 2 pitches, I believe.
Correct.
For Mara so far this inning, throw over.
Be from Vecchiola.
I'm sorry, Vecchiola, correct. Had Mara on the mind for that foul ball, and he's probably saying, I could have caught that. And there's a curveball in for strike one to the mound opponent, Brendan Urka.
Still, somebody needs to take charge in that situation.
It's the outfield's call.
Yep.
Absolutely. On any time the outfielder can make the catch, he's got to do it. Here's a pitch, another breaking pitch, and that's fouled off to the left. So 0-2 now to Brendan Urka.
Urka came in with a .346 average and 10 RBIs, junior pitcher for Hampton.
A little bit of an overcast sky. Might be hard to pick up. There's a throw over again by I'm sorry, I said it again. Vecchiola.
And we'll have a game for you on WMBS at 4 o'clock tomorrow, whether we're at West Mifflin for the Mustangs. If they do win, we'll have that game for you, or the California Quigley game at WNJ.
High and outside for ball one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. Mustangs on top, 5-1. We're in the bottom of the second. Breaking pitch again to Kumar. Big hop on a second for 1. No play at first, but he throws it over anyway. So not much room over there, really nowhere for that ball to go. So might as well throw it. But the force out made at second for the second out of the inning. Fielder's choice for Urka will bring up the center fielder, Will Schuett, wearing number 6 for Hampton.
The center fielder, number 6, Will Schuett.
First pitch from Vecchiola, just a little high and outside for ball 1. So Urka still on at first. No courtesy runner for him,
No,
Brian.
he's running. We saw that with Caleb Scott, though, in the bottom of the first inning, or in the top of the second inning for Laurel Highlands. Scott running for himself as well, the catcher.
Fastball at the letters, swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1. 2 outs in the inning. Got to believe good speed on at first. Urka, and there's a throw over.
Game time temperature 63 degrees under mostly cloudy skies.
Fans a little bit bundled up out there, Brian. Got their sweatshirts and parkas. Ball 2 high and outside from Vecchiola.
I think expect it to warm up again for the weekend. Mentioned Will Schuett at the plate right now. Junior batting .231 with 7 RBIs, playing center field here today. Mustangs up 5-1, and Hampton working with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
2-1 offering, and a little nubber down to the left side. Good off-speed pitch there by Dino. Pulled the string on that one, probably a good 10 miles per hour less than his fastball.
You have to wonder here, Hampton with a little activity in their bullpen, what might we see a pitching change here for the top of the third?
Ground ball down to third. That's going to be big trouble because that just dies in the grass. And now throw to third. Will he get him? No. Is he out? Wow. Holy mackerel. Good throw by Garrett Myers. Let's recap that for you. The ball was a little roller down the third base line, just died in that thick grass. Kumar made the play and throw to first to Garrett Myers. And trying to go from first to third on the play was Urka, but he was thrown out coming into third, and a very close play to end the inning. We'll go to the top of the third. Laurel Highlands on top 5-1 on WMBS, the South Union Township Sports Network, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Total pitch count for leading off for the Mustangs, the right fielder, number 10, Alex Gass.
We're back here at the Burkett Complex, heading to the top of the third inning. Laurel Highlands leading Hampton by a score of 5-1. Alex Guest, Justin Brostensky, and Nate Zimkoski due up for the Mustangs. Brendan Urka still on the hill for Hampton and finds the strike zone on the first pitch here to Guest.
Game athlete Urka back out on the mound after that chase around the bases, thrown out at third to end the inning.
0-1 misses low there to Guest. The senior right fielder comes in with a .268 average and 8 RBIs, and Guest's drop in right goes down as really no damage done there, Gary, as Hampton unable to produce a run in the bottom of the second inning. Now Guest popping this one up down the first base line, and the catch made in foul territory by the right fielder Max Smith for the first out of this top half of the third inning. Good job there by Max. We actually have, Gary, the 1983 Laurel Highlands team that made it to the semifinal round.
Absolutely. Bruce Herminio, Teddy Sova, Jeff Herminio, Buddy Phillips, Doug Guthrie, Chris Patterson, Greg Drew, Chris Kolar, Jeff Mullen. That's just a few. They lost to Beaver, and ironically, the winning pitcher for Beaver was John Burkett.
Wow, and we're here at the Burkett Complex.
Wow.
1-0 here to Justin Brostensky. Base is empty, 1 out as we work here in the top of the third. 1-0 off the plate as well. Now 2-0. Here to Justin Brostensky. We mentioned earlier the last Laurel Highlands team to make the semifinal round was back in 1983. Laurel Highlands trying to duplicate it here in 2019. A little chopper here to Ibenson at second. Makes a throw over to first to Mikulin for the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top half of the third for Laurel Highlands, which is being brought to you by Ted Silva and Son Auto Repair on the Atlas Road in Hopwood.
And Ted Sova being a part of that 83
Correct.
team.
There we go. How about that? Now Nate Zimkoski coming to the plate. So a long way to go in this one. Laurel Highlands up 5-1 right now.
2 quick outs in this inning.
The first pitch inside there to Nate Zimkoski, and the good side for the Mustangs. Right now the pitch count down for Vecchiola, just 20 pitches after 2 innings. 9 in the first, 11 in the second.
Oh, that was Bruce Herminio that sent that.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate the information. 1-0 on the way. Pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. And Bruce actually got us doing Laurel Highlands baseball games on WMBS back in the 2007 season. So we also have to thank Bruce. One of the reasons we're on the air right now doing these games. Ground ball here to second. Once again, it's Ibenson to Mikulin for the third out of the inning. So 1-2-3. Top half of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Still 5-1 Laurel Highlands over Hampton here on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
Total pitch count for him.
The key to success in life is teamwork. On and off the field, in the workplace, in the home, in our schools. Teamwork gets it done. The world of competitive sports offers many good things, the most important of which is teamwork. Individual talent may win a few games, but teamwork wins championships. Go team! Go Laurel Highlands Mustangs! This positive message has been brought to you and paid for by Jason Scott.
Adam Dembowski leading out the bottom half of the third here for Hampton. Talbot's down 5-1 to Laurel Highlands as Dino Vecchiola's first pitch misses low for ball 1. It's Dembowski, Bishke, and Marshallwitz for the Talbots, 9-1 and 2 hitters in their batting lineup.
Long way to go here, Brian. Just the bottom of the third.
1-0 pitch off the plate, 2-0 now. From Vecchiola to Dembowski, the freshman came in with a .346 average and 7 RBIs. We mentioned first time that he's seen action in quite a while in the Hampton lineup due to an injury. 2-0 pitch on the way in there for a strike. Now 2-1. Vecchiola to Dembowski. This bottom of the third brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation on Delaware Avenue in Uniontown.
Important inning, I think, for the Mustangs, not scoring in the third.
2-1 on the way, and this one sent foul there on the right side. Moves the count to 2-2. Of course, behind Dembowski, you have the 3 leadoff hitters, the 3 D1 recruits for Hampton. And 2 of the 3 got on base safely, first time through the order.
All 3 hit the ball hard.
2-2 on the way. Breaking ball misses low. Hops away from Scott, but no damage done here with no one on base. Count now full at 3-2. Laurel Highlands 4 in the top of the first. Hampton came back with a run on the bottom of the first. Mustangs getting another run back in the top of the second. That's where we sit right now at 5-1. A payoff pitch on the way to Dembowski is low for ball 4, so leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the third for Adam Dembowski and the Hampton Talbots.
Walking the ninth batter, not what Dino would have wanted, I'm sure. A little frustrated with the effort there, but let's see what he can do now with the top of the order with Bishke, Marshall, and Camper with a runner on and nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
We're talking to Jimmy Burns earlier. He mentioned Bishke played on the Diamond Dogs team that many Laurel Highlands and Uniontown kids have played on over the years. And will swing here at the first pitch and rip it right up the middle into center field for a base hit here for Hampton. Dembowski will hold up at second base with a relay coming in there from Justin Brostensky to his brother Michael. So now 2 on and nobody out here for Hampton in the bottom of the third with the Talbots trailing 5-1.
You notice these guys that have the high averages hit those first pitches a lot. Look for a good pitch to hit and take a rip at it.
4th hit of the game for the Talbots. And now Cameron Marshallwitz coming to the plate. Now check, that's Casey Marshallwitz. For some reason I had Cameron in my lineup. It's Casey Marshallwitz. And he's showing bunt, pulls back. Pitch misses for ball 1. So 1-0 here to Marshallwitz, the third baseman for Hampton.
Gaudy average. Got to wonder if he's a good bunter or not.
He's batting .368. Camper behind him batting .490 as Vecchiola steps off the mound. We've already seen a balk called on Vecchiola back in the first inning. One that we certainly question. Didn't look any different than any of the pitches we've seen from Dino earlier on this year. Now the 1-0 again showing bunt, pulling back. There is Marshallwitz. Pitch again misses low, count now 2-0. And certainly, as you mentioned, coming into this inning, Gary, a big spot here for the Mustangs. Hampton, with the meat of their order coming up, down 4 runs, but with 2 runners on and nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning.
Mustangs need to work outs. And
good news is they have a little cushion right now.
Yeah, good eye in there by Marshall, though, taking the first 2 pitches. Clearly a bunt situation. He taking the first 2 for balls.
And you have Myers now pinching in, the first baseman for Laurel Highlands. 2-0 again showing bunt. Pitch in there for a strike. Count now 2-1. And now Caleb Scott comes out a little bit here, just making sure that Dembowski gets back to the bag at second.
Got a big lead out there. Might have throw behind him. Have an opportunity for a pickoff.
2-1 now to Marshallwitz. Pitch on the way, and the bunt laid down, goes to Scott. He's going to go to the third, looking for the force out.
Got it.
Out at third is Dembowski. So it goes 2-5. Mustangs get the lead runner.
That's huge. That's a batter like Camper coming up, and Scott taking the chance, gunned it to third for the force out.
First out recorded here in the bottom of the third. So now you have Marshallwitz at first, Bishke at second, and Camper at the plate batting .490. Singled last time up. Has 2 home runs and 19 RBIs so far this season. And you can tell when he's in the batter's box, he's a player out there. He'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. Just looks like an overall great athlete.
Probably fullback on the football team.
Don't have his height and weight, but he's built. 1-0 now, Vecchiola to Camper. Now Dino steps off. Wanting to make sure that Bischke doesn't attempt to go down to third. Has a pretty healthy lead off the second base bag. 1-0 pitch now to Camper. This is inside again, now 2-0. And behind Camper, you have the DH, Adam Stroud, who hit into an ending double play back in the first. And he's batting .382. 2-0 now, Vecchiola to Camper. Pitch on the way, breaking ball again, misses low. Wonder if Vecchiola trying to pick his spots here against Camper.
Certainly doesn't want to groove one, but got to work outs.
Now a 3-0 counts. And Dino to Burt Camper. Dino again stepping off. You certainly have to respect Bischke's speed over at second.
Already stole third in the first inning. Ended up scoring on the wild throw.
Now the 3-0 on the way. Breaking ball misses high, and that's ball 4. That'll load him up for Adam Stroud. And 1 out as we work here in the bottom of the third inning. Laurel Highlands up 5-1, but Stroud now represents the game-tying run.
2 walks in the inning for Dino. Very uncharacteristic of him.
And Dino came in, 36 strikeouts, just 11 walks on the season, 6-1 record, 1.91 ERA. This is 10th appearance, 9th start, enter the game. Working over 40 innings, giving up 30 hits, 12 runs, 11 of them earned. As we said, struck out 36, walked 11, does have a save. And many of those runs given up were in Laurel Highlands game at West Allegheny back on May the 1st. A little meeting here between Scott DeBerry, Laurel Highlands head coach, Caleb Scott, the catcher, and Dino Vecchiola, the pitcher. And Laurel Highlands head coach Scott DeBerry not going on much sleep. Said maybe I got a half an hour last night. He was actually in Las Vegas this past weekend for his daughter's wedding. Took a red eye back into Pittsburgh. Got back into town early this morning. Of course, a little psyched up for the game here today as well.
Oh, adrenaline takes care of all that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Here we go. Adam Stroud at the plate. Big spot here for Hampton as they try to get back into this game. 1 out here in the bottom of the third, bases loaded, and Dino Vecchiola to wind and fire the first pitch, a fastball, sent foul here on the right side. Counted 0-1.
I think that one's down on 79.
Might have been. Up here in Robinson Township. Mustangs, about an hour and 15-minute bus ride up. Might have been an hour and a half on the bus. Just about a 25-minute drive for the Talbots. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, and fouling it off there. Little nubber there from Stroud, and now the count at 0-2.
Good pitch there again. Change of pace by Vecchiola with the breaking pitch. Now ahead, 0-2.
Yeah, works a strikeout here. Huge for Laurel Highlands defensively. Now the 0-2 on the way. Vecchiola to Stroud, another breaking ball, and Stroud stays alive, fouling it off.
Same pitch and same result.
Count remains 0-2. And the winner here will take on Franklin Regional tomorrow at West Mifflin High School at 4 o'clock. Now the 0-2 on the way. Fastball misses high. Count now moves to 1-2.
Good pitch there, though, high and outside. Try to get a chase.
Vecchiola, another long look in. 1-2 count to Adam Stroud. Breaking ball, and Stroud nubs it foul. This time on the left side, so the count remains 1-2. You can tell Dino very focused out there for the Mustangs, Gary.
And by far the longest inning. Don't have the pitch count, but I'm sure it's close to 20.
Came in just with 20 pitches through 2 innings. Hampton making him work here in the bottom half of the third. Another 1-2 thrown high. Stroud takes it to even up the count at 2-2. And the bases loaded right now for the Talbots. Camper down at third, or check that, Camper on first. Marshowitz on second. Bischke on third. 2-2 pitch on the way. Another breaking ball, and this ball again sent foul. And again on the left side. Count remaining 2-2. You notice a lot of these Talbots, mentioned it earlier with Urka running, and Camper also running for himself down at first, the catcher.
Hench out and left, playing pretty shallow.
Stroud 11 RBIs, does not have a home run yet this season. On a 2-2 pitch, Vecchiola to Stroud. Just missed inside. It was close. Dino thought he had strike 3. Tough pitch to take there for Stroud, Gary.
Ooh. That would have been huge.
Even a bigger pitch coming up here with the count of 3-2. Don't want to walk in a run here. Mustangs have already issued 2 walks here in this half inning. 3-2 pitch. This one popped up, but in foul territory again over the fence on the right side and out of play.
They're out of balls.
They're making Vecchiola work here in the bottom half of the third. Again, 5-1 Laurel Highlands over Hampton. If you're just joining us, Brian Morozak alongside Gary Frankhauser, Jerry Dupay with us on the South Union Township Sports Network. Nick Barczyk back in our Uniontown Hospital studios on the WMBS radio side. Also welcome in the listeners on the Triple Live High School Sports Network. Now the 3-2 pitch on the way here to Stroud, again fouled off.
Wow. This is about a 12 pitch at bat.
Stroud continues to work. Again, in WPIAL playoff games, pitchers allotted 105 pitches instead of the 100 in the regular season. Another 3-2 on the way. Breaking ball, sent foul in front of us again. The count remains 3-2.
Can't get it by him.
Vecchiola asking the one base umpire just to check the ball. Got the go-ahead. So here we go again, another 3-2. Adam Stroud with the bases loaded for Hampton. Talbot's trying to rally back here in the bottom of the 5th. Another 3-2 on the way. It's low for ball 4. The Mustangs walk in a run.
Call.
RBI walk for Adam Stroud, scoring Tyler Bischke. So Bischke has scored both of the runs for Hampton in this game. It's now 5-2 as the Talbots get another run back here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Good battle on both sides there. Vecchiola throwing strike after strike, foul ball after foul ball by Stroud. Ended up with the 3-2 pitch that walks in a run.
Now John Ibeson at the plate. Bases still loaded. First pitch to Ibeson, again fouled off. Count still 0-1. Ibeson, senior second baseman, reached on an error. A fly ball dropped by Alex Guest back in the 2nd inning. Came in with a .353 average, a home run, 8 RBIs. Now the 0-1 on the way. Fastball high and inside. Count now moves to 1-1. Ibeson now represents the go-ahead run in this game for Hampton. 1-1 here from Vecchiola to Ibeson. Swing and a miss.
Good heat on that fastball. Vecchiola still bringing it strong.
Now 1-2. Vecchiola without a strikeout so far this afternoon. Looking for his first right here. 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, and that one hits Ibeson.
Wow.
So a hit by pitch RBI for John Ibeson. That's how the Mustangs walked off their playoff win last year when Tanner Mineo was hit with the bases loaded against Fox Chapel up at Hempfield.
So 3 walks in the inning and now a hit by pitch. Just 1 hit, 2 runs in. Bases are still loaded. A little bit of frustration there by Dino. Had him 1-2 and came with the curveball. Just brought it in a little tight, and Ibeson made no attempt to get out of the way. And
why not? Yep. Casey Marshallwitz scored the run, and you could actually be called for that. We've seen it over the years, a couple of times last year, I think, for not making an attempt. But not called here. Now Max Smith at the plate. He'll swing at the first pitch and send it foul. Counted 0-1. Smith, the 7th Talbot to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Hampton getting 2 runs back. It's now Laurel Highlands 5 and Hampton 3. And the 0-1 now on the way, and this one nubbed foul, and that one going off of Smith. A little stinger there for Max.
So again, Dino out in front 0-2. He had Stroud 0-2, ended up walking him. Had Ibeson 1-2, hit him with the 4th pitch, and now 0-2 to Smith.
The bad thing is with all these big bats, now the pitch misses low there, but the runners continue to hold. But with 7 men coming to the plate here in this bottom of the 3rd inning, those big bats are going to come through the order again rather quickly.
That's for sure.
Count out 1-2.
Had to expect a big hitting team like Hampton to put runs up on the board. They're going to have to come back here and put some more up themselves.
Yeah, 5 runs. I don't think they're going to win this game. 1-2 pitch on the way, and that one's in there for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Dino Vecchiola. Tough pitch there for Max Smith to take.
Good effort there. Dino just came with the breaking pitch, caught the outside corner for the second out of the inning.
Now Brendan Urka coming to the plate. Urka hit into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Junior pitcher batting .346 with 10 RBIs. Bases still loaded. First pitch to Urka, and Urka golfs this one into center field. Brostensky moving over and making the grab to end the inning. So Hampton leaves the bases loaded. They do pick up 2 runs, and after 3, it's Laurel Highlands 5, Hampton 3 here on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
3 runners left on base. Leading off the top of the 4th inning for Laurel Highlands, the third baseman, number 16.
Leading off for the Mustangs here to start the top of the 4th inning, Nick Kumar grounded to short his first time up to end that first inning. 8 batters to the plate in the first inning for the Mustangs, scoring 4, plating 1 in the second, and now lead 5-3. First pitch is inside. Still on the mound for Hampton, Brendan Urka. 54 pitches in his first 3 innings.
Vecchiola threw 36 in the bottom half of the third, now sitting at 56 for the game.
Ball 2 outside. So the Mustangs looking for runners here to try to put some more runs up on that board, now leading just 5-3. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. 2-1.
This half inning being brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County.
Urka from the windup. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. So Kumar being picky at the plate there. 2-2 now.
Taking a big opportunity here in a WPIAL quarterfinal round playoff game.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So down on strikes to lead off the top of the 4th inning is Kumar. And that'll bring up Caleb Scott. Singled back in the second, came around to score the 5th run for the Mustangs.
That's the first strikeout of the game for Urka, who came in with 24 strikeouts to 11 walks. Not the gaudy numbers like we've seen from Vecchiola as far as the strikeout to walks ratio so far this season.
There's a curveball high and inside for ball 1.
It was good to see Caleb get the bat going first time up with that single there on the right side. Trying to get it going here again in the top half of the 4th.
Strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Mustangs went down 1-2-3 in the top half of the 3rd. Wouldn't want to see that again here in the 4th and keep the momentum on Hampton's side. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
You can sense Urka starting to get into a little bit of a groove here for the Talbots. He's now retired, going back to the 2nd inning, 6 straight.
1-2 offering on the way. A little looper into center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit for Caleb Scott. 2 for 2.
He's back in the groove, and the Mustangs with a base runner up 5-3 with 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
Brings up Santina Mara. Flew out deep to left the first inning. Singled in the second.
We'll get a courtesy runner here for Scott. It'll be Dylan Bonham.
So good speed on for the Mustangs.
Number 6, Dylan Bonham. Now batting for the Talbots.
So Mara 1 for 2 today. Came in with a .406 average and
Mara switching
9 RBIs.
Opportunity here with runner on at first base. High fly ball to center right field. Getting under it and making the catch. One-handed catch out there was Max Smith. And first pitch hitting Santino skies it to right field for the second out.
Now the high Greg Hench coming to the plate. Singled and scored a run in the first inning. Picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Mustangs trying to get a few more insurance runs back here, Gary, with a lead now cut down to 2 at 5-3.
And as you said in last inning, Hampton with the 8-9-1. There's a line drive into gap. That's going to go to the fence. Coming around is Bona. He's at third. He's going to score easily. Hench is going to stop at second smartly. Pulled up anchor, a RBI double by Greg Hench. Drives it in the gap in left center out to that 360 mark all the way to the wall. Coming around to score from first, the courtesy runner Bona, to give the Mustangs a 6-3 lead. Big hit by Greg Hench.
Yeah, time and time again, Greg Hench coming through in the clutch. And we mentioned the Mustangs' bats going into a little bit of a lull last week of the regular season, Gary. That's because Greg Hench was out injured.
There you have it.
You get him back out there. Has had 3 productive at-bats this afternoon. RBI double to left center field, and the Mustangs lead back up to 3 now at 6-3.
Brings up Dino Vecchiola with Hench in scoring position. And good base running there by Hench. No reason to try to stretch that to a triple. From the stretch, there's a little looper over shortstop, and that's going to be an easy play for the shortstop Bishke. First pitch hit there by Dino ends the inning, but the Mustangs do pick up one. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 6-3, Laurel Highlands over Hampton here on the WMBS radio, along with South Union Township Sports Network Television and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Here we go back at Montour, Burkett Field. Mustangs on top, 6-3. Brian Rozek, Gary Frankhauser, Jerry Dupay. Bottom half of the fourth inning, 6-3. Mustangs on top. Leading off for Hampton will be Will Schuett. He singled in the second. Fastball in there for strike one by Dino.
Certainly a big run brought across by the Mustangs in the top of the fourth. That RBI double from Greg Hench. Mustangs lead back up to 3.
Whoa! That was a foul ball that went directly at the Talbot dugout.
Had a little gap over there, and the ball almost made its way through the gap.
Almost picked off the on-deck batter there. 0-2.
This half inning being brought to you by Fayette County Commissioner Vince Facilities at work building Fayette County's future.
0-2 pitch now. Fly ball to right field. Gesk drifting over and making the left-handed catch for the first out of the inning.
It's a big day for all the politicians in Pennsylvania today. PA primary will have election coverage courtesy of West Media Group later on tonight after Pirates baseball on WMBS.
Low turnout anticipated, Brian.
Yeah, I would say so. I was number 40, like 8:30 this morning.
At 7 o'clock.
You were number 1? Oh,
and
nice.
It was 3 people in line.
Okay. I had no wait time at all. Unfortunate.
Adam Dembowski stepping in. He walked back in the third inning. Was thrown out at third. Takes strike one. Vecchiola, fastball, another high fly ball. Let's see who can take charge of this one. Mara's now taking charge, and he's going to make the catch in front of Brzezinski.
Wow.
Didn't take any chance. That's really a tough play for Santino Mara. Coming in from center field was Brzezinski, but Mara makes the catch. 2 outs in the inning.
The Mustangs win this game, Gary. Coach DeBerry might want to have a little meeting with Brzezinski, Gesk, and Mara about taking charge out there. We've seen a couple of situations that have gotten really dicey here today, including one drop that ended up not costing the Mustangs a run, but still allowed a base runner to get on for Hampton back in the second inning.
Brings up the leadoff hitter, Tyler Bischke, 2 for 2, takes strike 1. Scored 2 runs for Hampton already here this evening.
Tough guy to get out.
There's a curveball hit foul right at home plate. 0-2 now ahead is Vecchiola.
As you said, Bischke's accounted for 2 of the 3 Talbot's runs here today. You can finish him off to end an inning.
Be huge.
Yep, sitting in pretty good shape, up 6-3 after 4.
Wind up and a delivery in the dirt, and that's drilled left into the Mustang dugout this time. That ball was picked off the dirt by Bischke and just rifled it to the left side. Foul.
I think more pressure certainly on Hampton's shoulders right now. We mentioned they were section champs, the number 3 seed in the WPIAL semifinals a year ago. I don't think too many people coming in expected the Mustangs to pull this one off, and here we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Laurel Highlands up 6-3.
Ground ball to third. Kumar up with it. Needs to get it over there quickly. And pulled off the bag is Myers. Wow. I think the quick throw might have influenced that, but Myers was pulled off towards home plate, and Bischke's on.
And Bischke's speed again coming through. I think you have to give Kumar an air there as he pulled Myers off the bag on the wide throw.
Had to get it over there quickly, but an accurate throw would definitely have had him out.
Now you got to watch the base pass. They're going to try to get Bischke in a scoring position real quick. At least the good news for
DeBerry looking for an appeal. I don't think this is going to be successful, but they're going to ask for it anyway. I think that DeBerry's asking if there was any kind of opportunity for the home plate umpire to see him to keep his foot on the bag, but everyone's headed back to their positions, and Bischke's going to stay at first.
For folks on the TV side, let's get another look at that one. You can judge for yourself whether Myers was pulled off the bag.
Certainly appeared that he was.
I agree.
And that's going to bring up Casey Marshall.
Marshall Witz.
Marshall Witz.
Yep. Long last name there for Casey. And Casey at bat takes strike 1.
So with 1 out, now a runner on. Marshowitz flew to right and was on a fielder's choice so far here this afternoon. Throw over, and you got to believe that Bischke is looking to run.
He wants to try to get in a scoring position here with 2 outs already in the inning. Again, the winner to take on Franklin Regional, 4 o'clock tomorrow at West Mifflin.
Throw over again. Back standing up is Bischke.
Franklin Regional 6-5 win over South Fayette earlier on today. Shaler down Gateway on the other side of the bracket. West Allegheny and Mars will play here at Burkett after this game is over with.
Good pitch there by Vecchiola. Now 0-2 to Marshowitz.
So 2 of the 4 semifinalists set in 5A. And we'll see who gets the 3rd spot here between Laurel Highlands and Hampton.
2 strikes. Look for Bischke to run here. He's kind of leaning back to first, though. Had him going back. And that ball's high and tight. 1-2. So good job there by Vecchiola holding Bischke on. And he's going now. Ball high. Throw down to second. Not in time. Bischke with the speed. Head first slide into second. A little slow getting up. But he's in there safely with the stolen base in scoring position now, with Marshowitz facing a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 6-3, Mustangs on top.
I think it's going to be tough in any situation to try to throw out Bischke at second base when he decides to run. Just too much speed out there.
Dynamic speed.
Now 2-2
third
count
in the first inning,
he
too.
Did. Now 2-2 count here. Marshowitz get the out here. Bishke doesn't matter.
Big left-hander. There's a little looper, and that's going to be a pop up to third baseman Nick Kumar. He squeezes it for the third out, so Vecchiola gets out of it with no damage. We'll go to the top of the fifth. It's Laurel Highlands 6-3 on WMBS 590 AM 101.1 FM, the South Union Township Sports Network, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Pitch count for Laurel Highlands, Dino Vecchiola is 70.
Good luck to the Mustangs from the South Union Township Supervisors, Rick Vernon, Jason Scott, and Robert Schiffbar.
The key to success in life is teamwork. On and off the field, in the workplace, in the home, in our schools. Teamwork gets it done. The world of competitive sports offers many good things, the most important of which is teamwork. Individual talent may win a few games, but teamwork wins championships. Go team! Go Laurel Highlands Mustangs! This positive message has been brought to you and paid for by Jason Scott.
Back on the South Union Township Sports Network, Garrett Myers taking the first pitch for ball one from Brendan Urka. Urka's now thrown 67 pitches here in this game. Now the 1-0 to Myers. Breaking ball. This is outside now, 2-0. We welcome in the WMBS radio audience. Garrett Myers at the plate for Laurel Highlands. Mustangs leading Hampton by a score of 6-3. 2-0 count here. Urka to Myers. And Myers takes that pitch low for ball three. So Urka having some trouble finding the strike zone here early on, Gary, in the top half of the fifth inning.
And all off-speed pitches to Garrett Myers. A little uncharacteristic as Urka has a good fastball.
Myers 1 for 2 today. RBI single back in the first inning, grounded out 6-3 in the third inning, and a 4-pitch walk here issued to Garrett Myers.
Looks like he's struggling a little bit out there. He might have a arm issue here. Throwing all breaking pitches.
Yeah, I'm surprised we wouldn't see a little more heat. We saw some activity in the Hampton bullpen earlier. Quiet right now, but you wonder if the next option might be in the field right now for the Talbots as Alex Gesk will step into the batter's box. And we're going to have
pinch runner.
Pinch runner, yes. Pinch runner in this situation. So coming out to run will be Ryan Bricker. So if Myers comes back out, then Bricker unable to continue in the game.
Probably the case, re-entry.
Yep, re-entry rule. Laurel Highlands up 6-3 over Hampton. If you're just joining us, the Mustangs started off this game with a fury, 6 runs. Check that, 4 runs in the top of the first inning. Hampton came back with a run in the bottom of the first. Mustangs added a run in the top of the second. Hampton got 2 back in the bottom of the third, and Laurel Highlands another run in the top of the fourth to lead it 6-3. Now Alex Gesk at the plate with the pinch runner Bricker over at first. First pitch here to Guest, showing bunt, pulls back, and the pitch misses. Actually, pitches in there for a strike, so 0-1 to Alex Guest.
The Mustangs are going to be testing Camper's arm.
No. a D1 recruit. And Camper headed to Townsend next year.
It's going to go station to station, I would imagine.
Especially with a 6-3 lead. And it's the first of 2 games being played here at the Burkett Complex today. The 4th 5A semifinal between West Allegheny and Mars will follow.
Teams are getting loose out behind the right field fence.
Certainly a close trip for West Allegheny, playing their home games right down the road. We'll throw over to first. Back safely there is Bricker. Laurel Highlands with a base runner here in the top of the 5th, up 6-3, nobody out. So Laurel Highlands looking for a little more insurance here, trying to get to the WPIAL semis for the first time since 1983. That pitch certainly missed.
No,
was that ruled a strike too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was pretty high. I was surprised that was called a strike.
And Gesk just pulled off like no question.
Now an 0-2 count here on Alex Gesk. Quite surprising to see a strike called there. Now Urka, a little throw back over, and Bricker safe at first. It was close.
Almost threw it right at the spot where the tag was to be made.
This half inning being brought to you by Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 West, located across from Applebee's. 0-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Alex Gesk goes down. Only the second strikeout of the game for Brendan Urka.
Gesk a little mesmerized there by the called strikes and pretty much had to swing at anything close there, and that one looked like it was outside. Really no chance for him to hit it.
Now Justin Brstensky at the plate. Justin picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice and scored a run back in the first inning, grounded out 4-3 in the third. Mustangs third time through the batting order. First pitch to Brstensky, breaking ball, and that is ruled a ball. 1-0.
Got to wait for the call there.
Brstensky again batting from the left side. With Bricker on first and 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch.
Outside again. I'm
2-0.
calling it fast.
2-0. Let's see how accurate you can be the rest of the way. On 2-0, Urka to Justin Brstensky, who entered this game with a .429 average. On the throw over to first, back safely there with the head first slide is Ryan Bricker. Laurel Highlands trying to tack on at least another insurance run here in the top of the 5th. With Urka now going over 75 pitches. Brstensky fouling off a pitch there. Count now 2-1. Again, in WPIAL playoff games for 2019, pitchers allowed 105 pitches. Saw that play a factor yesterday in the California Eden Christian game. And we'll watch both Urka and Vecchiola here today. 2-1 on the way, another breaking ball. And this one chopped to short, and then it eats up Tyler Bischke.
Wow.
That was a tough play for Bischke.
Sure
but
was. That was in between bounce, but you would think he makes that play.
I agree. So a rare misplay for Tyler Bischke. You have to give him the air there. E6.
Puts
now 2 on with 1 out.
First and second. That ball just came off the grass infield really strangely, and he was going to his left and got another in-between bounce. Could not handle it.
And I walked on this surface earlier, Gary. I had some divots here on the infield. You mentioned the grass a little high. Now a visit to the mound here from the Hampton coaching staff. Coming out with Burt Camper, the catcher, Brendan Urka, the pitcher, and the head coach, Kellen Wheeler. We're going to have a pitching change here for the Talbots. So we'll have a new pitcher for Hampton. We'll step aside for a quick break at 6-3. Laurel Highlands over Hampton. Casey Marshallwitz into pitch. We'll tell you all about Casey when we come back here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the South Union Township Sports Network. We're back here at the Burkett Complex in Robinson Township. Laurel Highlands leading Hampton 6-3. New pitcher for the Hampton Talbots, Casey Marshallwitz, switching positions with Brendan Urka. Urka now playing third with Marshallwitz pitching. And Laurel Highlands with runners on first and second with one out here in the top of the fifth. And the Mustangs with Nate Zimkoski at the plate. As Marshallwitz works from the stretch. To get you Casey's numbers here in just a moment. First pitch to Zimkoski. It'll check swing. Rolled a strike, 0-1. This is the 11th appearance already this season for Marshallwitz. Has worked 39 2/3 innings. Has a 4-0 record. 3.00 ERA. Has given up 19 runs, 17 of them earned. Struck out 43, walked 14, given up 36 hits. And also has recorded one save on the season. Now the 0-1 here to Zimkoski, and Zimkoski a line drive, fair ball down the third base line. Rounding third, on his way to score is Bricker. And here's Brostensky also rounding third. This will play two for the Mustangs, who now go up 5 at 8-3. And now they have a rundown situation here, and Zimkoski tagged out going to third. But still a productive at-bat as Zimkoski drives in two. And Laurel Highlands now back up 5 at 8-3 with now 2 outs here in the top of the fifth.
Brostensky just sitting on that, Zimkoski sitting on that fastball. Marshallwitz coming in and watching him in warm-up. He's a straight power pitcher, and with one strike, Zimkoski just ripped that ball down the third base line, allowing two runners to come around to score, give him a double. A little bit of a base running blunder, though, caught him off at second, and he was caught in the rundown for the second out, but a 2 RBI double. That gives him 4 RBIs already here, still in the fifth inning, Brian.
Has 19 RBIs now for the season, and Laurel Highlands has to like where they're sitting at this juncture of the game, up 5 as we work here in the top half of the fifth inning at 8-3. Bases now empty, 2 outs here in the inning, and Nick Kumar coming to the plate.
So that error proves costly also for Hampton.
For sure. But is usually a very sure-handed Tyler Bischke over at short. Letting one get through. That was the ground ball from Justin Brostensky, who ends up scoring on the plate. Now Nick Kumar at the plate takes strike one here from Casey Marshallwitz.
Nick grounded to short in the first, struck out in the fourth. Working quickly is...
No, one pitch. Now 2 strikes on Kumar.
Kumar was not sure about that one. Tried to check swing and just...
Now the 0-2 hits Kumar.
Ooh, that one had to hurt.
Good. A fastball catching him on the inside.
Man, he's showing a little bit of discomfort as he gets down to first base, and that ball hit him in the left arm.
Well, the bad news for the Mustangs in that situation, of course, it's his non-throwing arm, but still he's your starting third baseman. You've already had an arm injury to Nate Zimkoski, and you wonder, can Zimkoski go defensively?
Actually, they're looking at his right arm, so it did hit him on his throwing arm.
Oh, wow. It's even worse then.
Right forearm, and he is in some discomfort.
Injury timeout brought to you by UPMC's Centers for Rehab Services, the leaders in physical therapy. You can contact physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive.
He's trying to shake it off down there at first base, the sophomore Kumar. He's going to do it.
Now you'll have Caleb Scott coming into the play. Caleb 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored already in this game. He's the 6th Mustang to bat here in the top half of the fifth inning. 2 runs already across here for the Mustangs in the top of the fifth. They lead at 8-3. And Scott deep in the batter's box here for Laurel Highlands. First pitch to Caleb in there for a strike, 0-1.
And Marshallwitz might be the best fastball we've seen all year, Brian. He's bringing the heat.
He's got a lot of work this season and brings another fastball here that Caleb Scott rips into left field. Bouncing there in front of Dembowski. Mustangs going station to station.
3 for 3 for Caleb Scott.
We've seen 4 straight productive at-bats for the Mustangs.
We're going to have a courtesy runner for Caleb.
Dylan Bonta,
who came around to score the last time he came in as a courtesy runner in the fourth. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Santino Mara. Had a little bit of tough luck here so far. Does have a single, but hit the ball very hard all 3 times.
And if you're just joining us, it's Laurel Highlands 8 and Hampton 3. 2 outs as we work here in the top of the fifth. Santino Mara, the 7th Mustang to bat here in this top half of the fifth inning.
Looks at ball 1 high.
From Casey Marshallwitz on in relief of Brendan Urka. Mara came into this game with a .406 average. Marshallwitz working out of the stretch now, steps off, takes another look into Burt Camper. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 already across here on the top of the 5th for the Mustangs. And this ball nubbed here on the right side. We'll go to the first baseman, Mikulin, who makes the play. 3 unassisted for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Mustangs strand 2, but get 2 runs here on the top of the 5th. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, it's Laurel Highlands 8 and Hampton 3 on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
For Laurel Highlands in the on the 5th inning for the Talbots. The catcher, number 15, Camper.
It's Burt Camper, Adam Stroud, and John Ibeson for Hampton here in the bottom of the 5th. Laurel Highlands 8, Hampton 3. Talbots with some work to do to try to get back in this game. Laurel Highlands trying to pull an upset here at the Burkett complex against the 3rd-seeded Hampton Talbots. And taking the first pitch there for a strike, Burt Camper.
Vecchiola coming into the inning at 70 pitches.
Number 72 here, the 0-1 swing and a miss from Camper. And suddenly 0-2 to Camper. Came into this game with a .490 average. Singled in the first inning, walked in the 3rd. Vecchiola looking for a second strikeout of the game here. 0-2 pitch, and Vecchiola stops.
Time
was called, yes.
I'm not sure I would have allowed that time call as he was already in his windup.
For sure. And here we go again. Dino will wind and fire the 0-2. Breaking ball misses low. Count now moves to 1-2. This half inning being brought to you by General Dentist Dr. Edward Wietek. Again, Laurel Highlands looking for their first WPIAL semifinal appearance since 1983. 1-2 pitch here, and this one chopped on the left side. Kumar there. Throw over to first to Garrett Myers. Routine. Camper retired 5-3 for the first down of this bottom half of the 5th.
Old-fashioned Baltimore chop there, Brian. That ball came right out of the batter's box. Took a nice big hawk for Kumar. He gunned it over, so no ill effects from that hit by pitch in the last inning.
Yeah, safe to say the arm's okay right now with Adam Stroud coming to the plate. Stroud grounded into a double plate in the first inning. Picked up an RBI walk in the 3rd inning. Dino will wind and fire the first pitch here to Stroud. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
That's the first time Stroud didn't make contact. His last at bat was about a 15-pitch at bat.
Behind 0-1 here. Now the 0-1 on the way. Misses high. Evens things up at 1-1. Now the 1-1, and this ball lined foul on the left side. It was close. Down that 3rd base line.
We have no vision down that 3rd base line. We had to rely on the umpire to call it foul. And that runs the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So let's see if Dino can get it by Adam Stroud.
1-2, 1 out. And the pitch from Vecchiola to Stroud. Breaking ball. Stroud went and chased and just got a piece of it. Stay alive. 1-2. Pretty good with those foul balls.
It sure is.
3, 4, and 5 hitters for Hampton. Up here in the bottom half of the 5th. Another 1-2 here. Dino to Stroud. The pitch, a breaking ball, missing high. Count now 2-2. Again, we'll watch the pitch count on Vecchiola. It was at 70 to start the inning. Approaching 80 right now. 2-2 on the way. High and inside again, and just like that, Gary, we're 3-2.
And once again, he had the good pitcher's count, but this Adam Stroud just finds a way to extend his at-bats.
You're back to the 3rd inning. Vecchiola issued 3 walks and also hit John Ibeson. 3-2 pitch hit high in the air in the right center field gap. Look out, this could be trouble. Charging on it, Brostensky, able to make the catch. What a diving effort out there in center field from Justin Brostensky to record the 2nd out. of this bottom half of the 5th inning.
Unbelievable catch, Brian, going at least 30 yards to his left and diving, making the catch, keeping his glove high. You could see the top of the ball sticking out of the top of his glove, but it is an out.
Just robbed Stroud of an extra base hits. Now John Ibeson coming to the plate. Ibeson has been on base in both at-bats, reached down an error in the 2nd inning, hit by a pitch, picking up an RBI in the 3rd, takes the first pitch here for a strike, 0-1.
I want to see that one on replay, Brian.
I'm sure Jerry will have it for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. And for you folks on the radio side, we'll have the TV replay up in the next couple of days. This ball hit high in the air to left center field. Could be another tough play. Brostensky again makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So a 1-2-3, bottom half of the 5th. Laurel Highlands leading Hampton by 5 after 5 innings. It's Laurel Highlands 8, Hampton 3. We'll head to the top of the 6th here on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
No runners left. Total pitch count for Laurel Highlands.
Here we go in the top half of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Mustangs, the left fielder Greg Hench, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs already here this evening. Casey Marshowitz on in relief for the Hampton Talbots. Mustangs now on top 8-3 as we start the top half of the 6th inning. Hench stepping in. Little roller to first base. That's going to be an easy play out there for Sean Mikulin as that ball just nubbed off the end of the bat. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Mustangs here in the top of the 6th. So that makes Greg 2 for 4. Brings up Dino Vecchiola.
I mentioned the pitch count on Vecchiola at 83 after 5, so 22 pitches to work with over the final 2 innings.
Fastball low and outside from Marshowitz. Ball 1 to Vecchiola. You can see Dino run into one here.
Walked and scored a run back in the 1st inning.
Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1.
Retired on pop-ups in his last 2 at-bats. F5 in the 2nd, F6 in the 4th.
Outside 2-1.
And 2 of the 4 semifinalists set already in 5A. A couple of 2 p.m. games earlier on today. Franklin Regional picking up a win. So the winner of this game will take on tomorrow at West Mifflin at 4 o'clock.
Outside 3-1. So Marshowitz behind on the count now to Dino Vecchiola with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 8-3. Laurel Highlands on top. Swing and a miss at the heat. 3-2 now. We don't have a Jugs gun, but I got to believe he's in the high 80s, Brian.
Yeah, those fastballs coming in there pretty hot.
That's low and outside, so ball 4. Dino works a walk. Get a runner on. That's the second time that Dino has reached by way of a walk.
We have another courtesy runner coming out. This time it is Tyler Becker, Gary.
There you go.
Number 17. Tyler Becker.
And Becker might be the relief option for Laurel Highlands today if Vecchiola does hit the pitch count.
Number 25, Garrett Myers.
Garrett Myers steps in now, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Looks at one low and inside for ball 1.
And Myers might be in line for the start tomorrow if the Mustangs are able to hang on here today against Franklin Regional in the semis.
Good lead out there for Becker. Curveball now. First breaking pitch I think we've seen from Marshowitz, in for a strike.
It's been pretty much sticking with the heat.
One offering. That's low and outside. Trickles away from the catcher Camper, but no chance for Becker to advance. 2-1. Marshowitz works very fast. Here's the pitch. Just outside, ball 3, and Marshowitz wanted that call.
Mustangs making Marshowitz throw some pitches here in the top of the 6th inning. And Becker has some pretty good speed on the base paths as well for the Mustangs.
3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Myers. That heat was in the zone. Myers, left-handed hitter, took a big rip at it. Might put the runner in motion here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So runner was not going. So that's the second out of the inning, and I believe the first strikeout for Marshowitz. Brings up Alex Gesk, looking for his first hit here this afternoon. Lights are on here at Robinson Township.
And you'll have Mars and West State. That'll be a pretty good game later on tonight as well.
Breaking pitch, leadoff breaking pitch to Gesk, in for a strike. Wasting no time out there. Casey Marshowitz gets a signal and gets it going. Just misses outside. 1-1.
It's top of the 6th being brought to you by Jason Scott in South Union Township.
Outfield straightaway. Infield straightaway for Alex Gesk. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Mustangs a little behind on these fastballs from Marshowitz.
And the winner of this game, Gary, also guaranteed at least 2 more games. Even if you lose in the semifinal round, you get to play a PIAA state play-in game right after Memorial Day.
If you're a winner, you certainly want to keep going in the WPIAL.
Sure.
Ooh, that looked like a timeout called, so almost a balk.
I thought so too.
Timeout was called at the plate. One, 2 is the count. 2 outs in the inning. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the third out of the inning. It was already the third out, so no need to throw it down to second. So strikeout ends the inning. Mustangs do not put anything across here in the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the Mustangs on top 8-3 on WMBS, the South Union Township Sports Network, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Pitch count for Hampton's Casey Marshowitz is 26.
Welcome back for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Laurel Highlands on top 8-3.
Gary, I really think the difference, you look at this Laurel Highlands team versus other Mustang teams over the last 10 to 15 years we've been involved in the program, at least me personally, this team was prepared with a tough regular season schedule coming in. There are no surprises here in the WPIAL playoffs. Up 8-3 now, head to the bottom of the 6th.
Leading off for Hampton, Max Smith, and he takes ball 1. You're exactly right, Brian. The Mustangs had at least 5 one-run games this year, losing to West Allegheny by a single run at home. There's a shot to third and eating up Kumar. That guy took a weird bounce, but he tried to backhand it instead of getting in front of him, so we'll have to rule that as an error. But leadoff runner on now for Hampton.
Of course, not there yet. Still 6 outs for the Talbots to work with.
Absolutely, and That could have been a situation that have limited the pitches for Dino Vecchiola. Now he's going to have to face an extra batter. Was it 83 to start the inning?
Correct.
That brings up Urka, now playing third base, and he looks at ball one low. See if we have anybody warming up down the line for the Mustangs.
No one yet.
So runner on at first, the form of Max Smith. Throw over, back in, standing up is Smith.
Becker warmed up in a 3-1 situation against Kiski late in the game when Dino's pitch count was getting up there, but Dino able to pitch the complete game against the Cavs last Thursday.
Ball high and outside, so 2-0.
Again, the Mustangs, if they do win, will get right back at it tomorrow in the semifinal around 4 o'clock at West Mifflin tomorrow against Franklin Regional.
2-0 pitch. And there's a little looper in the right field. Guest coming on. He's not going to be able to make the catch. That gets by him. Over the head of Gask, and that's going to allow Smith to come to third at least. He's going to hold it third. So a big hop out there in right field gets over the left shoulder of Alex Gask and allows Brendan Urka to get into second with a double. And
Might score that a single and an error, Gary.
Yeah, you're right. Single and an error. And then Smith is on third with nobody out.
You've had 2 errors already in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Aiding Hampton now with 2 in scoring position, down 5.
Will Shewitt now fouls one off to the right side. First pitch swinging.
They're certainly in the buckle up moment in this game right now. Hampton trying to make their charge back with 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 6th. And the pitch count getting up here for Vecchiola.
Strike in there on a curveball, 0-2. Need outs at this point.
You want to try to finish off Shewitt and Dembowski here at the bottom of the order, because then you have to deal with Bishke and those 3 straight D1 recruits.
Strike through. Ooh, wow. Outside. I thought he was raising his right arm for a strike, but he was waving outside. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, 2nd and 3rd for Hampton. Strike 3 called on that curveball. Froze Shewitt. Hot looking.
Only the 2nd strikeout of the game for Vecchiola.
Both looking. And that's going to bring up Dembowski.
The right fielder, number 7, Adam Dembowski.
Walked back in the 3rd and popped up to Santino Mara out in shallow center field. His last time up. There's a drive down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Into the corner goes Gask, and that's going to bring 2 runs in. A 2-run double by Adam Dembowski from the 9th position in the lineup. Cuts the lead now to 8-5. So those errors prove costly for the Mustangs, and plate 2 for Hampton.
Smith and Urka both coming around. Just like that, the 8-3 game becomes an 8-5 game.
And the leadoff hitters are now up for Hampton. Bishke, Marshallwitz, and Camper.
And you have the game-tying run now in the on-deck circle here for the Talbots.
And a lot of pitches in the inning for Vecchiola.
Now Scott DeBerry coming out.
Might have a change, and I think we are, as Garrett Myers is going to come in and get his fielder's glove and come on to pitch for Santino. And Santino, I think, will probably go to first.
And Dino going to first.
Oh, my. Santino Mara and Dino Vecchiola.
Let's take a break. 8-5. Laurel Highlands over Hampton. Hampton trying to rally back. Back in a moment here on WMBS, the Triple I High School Sports Network and the South Union Township Sports Network.
with the pitching change for Laurel Highlands. Garrett Myers comes on in relief of Dino Vecchiola. Dino heads to first base, and he'll be facing leadoff hitter Tyler Bischke for the Hampton Talbots, who have plated 2 in the inning, just 1 out. Score now stands Laurel Highlands 8 and Hampton 5.
Numbers for Myers. This is his 9th appearance, has a 2-1 record, 1.50 ERA, has worked 23 1/3 innings, given up 14 hits, 8 runs, 5 of them earned, struck out 24 and walked 12 so far this season.
Tough situation for Myers. Also coming in at third base is Bona. So another switch by the Mustangs as they bring Bona in to play third base.
Bona was at third a little bit earlier on this season. Hasn't been down there much recently. We mentioned the Mustangs have Nate Zimkowski with an arm injury, and we've seen Kumar get dinged up a little bit and also committed an error earlier on this inning.
And I'm thinking that arm tightened up on him, Brian.
And now Bischke at the plate. Look out here.
There's a high fly ball to right center field. Brstinsky and Guest coming over. Brstinsky will take charge and make the catch. So big out there.
Mustangs needed that.
1 pitch out as Bischke flies out to center for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Marshallwitz with the runner on at second in the form of Dembowski.
Number 4, Casey Marshallwitz.
So Marshallwitz, who is now pitching for Hampton, steps in. He is 0 for 3.
Correct. So he'll pop up to third base last time up.
That ball's in for a strike on the outside part of the plate.
After the he's due came in with a .368 average and 11 RBIs.
Left-handed hitter facing the left-handed pitching Garrett Myers. Myers from the stretch. There's a foul ball down the left field line. 0-2 now. Another big spot for the Mustang defense as well as the Hampton offense.
Hampton with Dembowski at second and 2 outs here in the inning.
From the stretch, here's a pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Gets away from Scott, and that's going to move the runners up. Wow. Had him struck out, and that ball just outside and in the dirt, unable to be handled by Caleb Scott, and is going to give life to the Hampton Talbots on a strikeout. Wow.
Remember that. Now you have the game-tying run coming to the plate here in Burt Camper. And Camper already 2 home runs, 19 RBIs on the season. Townsend recruit came into the game with a .490 average, has reached base in 2 of 3 plate appearances here today. That's a wow, and a double wow.
And a tying run at the plate in the form of Burt Camper.
Now, if you mentioned it, Gary, Matt Rabel running over at first now for Hampton.
Might see him take off early.
That's a pinch runner.
That ball's low and inside, so Myers deliver it to the plate. That's number 22, Matthew Rabel.
Correct.
Rabel with a decent lead over there. Does not go. That ball's in the dirt. Gets away a little bit from Scott to his left, but hustles after that. No chance for Rabel to advance. 2-0 now to Camper.
Both teams feeling the pressure at this juncture of the game, Gary. Laurel Highlands up 8-5, 2 outs as we work here in the bottom half of the 6th.
High drama at Burkett Complex. That's a fastball in there for a strike. Framing it was Caleb Scott.
And the Mustangs would like to keep Myers under 25 pitches in this game. Give him an opportunity to throw tomorrow.
2-1 pitch. Ground ball to third, and that's foul.
Of course, you got to get to tomorrow first.
Jumping out of the way down there at third was Dembowski, but it was in foul territory. But you're right about that, Brian. You worry about the game you're in and move on from there. I'm sure Franklin probably used a lot of pitchers too.
You wonder if Palmer Jackson wins today or if they're saving him for the semis tomorrow. You would think they would have thrown him today in the quarters. Similar situation.
2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. 8-5, Laurel Highlands on top. From the stretch, Myers. Ground ball to third again, foul.
Big spot here for Bona, 2 thrown into the game down at third base.
You're right about that, and he's playing really deep. Same count. 2s are wild. Myers from the stretch. Pop foul back. So hanging in there is Camper.
Hard to believe, Gary, it's been 36 years since Laurel Highlands played in a WPIAL semifinal round game. And we go back to 1983. We'll have to get there again here in 2019.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball again, foul down the third base line. So has him out in front, but just unable to get it by him for that third strike.
And Camper, the 7th Talbot to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
2 runs in.
Mustangs trying to minimize the damage.
Keep it at a 3-run lead, 8-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's a pitch. High and outside for a full count. So that'll allow the runner at first to be on the move with the pitch. Matthew Rabel down there, the pinch runner. Myers now will step back. Time called.
It's Garrett's brother, J.C., pitched here at Laurel Highlands. Senior year was 2007.
Excellent pitcher.
12 years later, his little brother on the mound, Garrett.
3-2 throw over, and nice play there by Dino Vecchiola as that ball was in the dirt. He had to block it, much like Caleb Scott behind the plate, to prevent that ball from going down the right field line. Myers now to Camper. 3-2 pitch, high and outside for ball 4.
Wow.
And that'll load him up for Stroud, who has been a nemesis for the Mustangs, although he has not had a hit. He has put the bat on the ball probably 20 times.
And Stroud represents the go-ahead run right now at home plate.
So
he's the 8th Talbot to bat here in the bottom of the 6th.
Courtesy runner on at second is Rabel. On at first is Camper. Here's a pitch. Ball inside. So bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Myers brings it home. Strike called at the letters. Taking that one was Adam Stroud, 1-1.
It's Myers' first appearance since he picked up the loss against Albert Gallatin. Actually pitched rather well in that game. Just got off to a slow start. Gave up 3 Colonial runs in the first inning.
There's a pop-up in the right side. That's going to be well out of play down the over the hill. And now Myers ahead in the count, 1-2.
We'll have to finish off Stroud here and just move on. Up 3. Send Hampton down to their final 3 outs.
Huge situation. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul back again.
Well, he brought the fastball there and threw it right down the pipe. And Stroud another foul ball.
You can feel the tension, Brian.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Considering what's on the line here for Laurel Highlands, being somewhere they have not been in 36 years.
Runners on all 3 bases. Here's a pitch and a fly ball to center field. I'm sorry, left field. It curved over to left field, and making the catch out there is Hensch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the damage is limited to 2 runs. We'll go back to the 7th inning with the Mustangs still on top. 8-5 here on WMBS, the South Union Township Sports Network, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The key to success in life is teamwork. On and off the field, in the workplace, in the home, in our schools. Teamwork gets it done. The world of competitive sports offers many good things, the most important of which is teamwork. Individual talent may win a few games, but teamwork wins championships. Go team! Go Laurel Highlands Mustangs! This positive message has been brought to you and paid for by Jason Scott.
The Mustangs will have Justin Brostensky, Nate Zimkoski, and likely Dylan Bonner due up here in the top half of the 7th. Laurel Highlands leading Hampton 8-5. Brian Morozak alongside Gary Frankhauser, Nick Barczyk back at our Uniontown Hospital studios on the radio side. Jerry Dupay here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Casey Marshallowitz on the mound for Hampton, on in relief of Brendan Urka. First pitch here on the way, in for a strike to Justin Brostensky.
Justin 0 for 3, but did score 2 runs.
Got on via an error last time up. 0-1 pitch here to Justin. Misses low. Evens up the count at 1-1 this top half of the 7th inning, being brought to you by the Republic Food Enterprise Center and the Fayette County Community Action Agency. Now the 1-1 on the way to Justin. Kind of reached out. Foul tipped it. Count moves to 1-2. And by the way, Hampton in that bottom of the 7th will have John Ibeson, Max Smith, and Brendan Urka due up. That's hitters 5, 6, and 7 in their lineup. 1-2 here on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Brostensky, and boy, has Marshall has been effective as of late, Gary. That's his 3rd straight strikeout.
He's impressive with that fastball. Big velocity.
He sent down Myers and Gesk to end the 6th, and now sends down Brostensky here to start the 7th. And now Nate Zimkoski at the plate for the Mustangs. What a huge game he's had with 4 RBIs. Take the first pitch here for a strike.
He did have that big double back in the 5th inning off of Marshallowitz.
Really looms large right now with the lead at 3. And Myers threw, I believe, 19 pitches for Laurel Highlands in relief the last half inning. That one hops away there from the catcher, Camper. And we were discussing off the air, Gary, in between innings, what do you do for the 7th? And as we look down, no activity in the Laurel Highlands bullpen. We were thinking maybe put in Tyler Becker and have Myers available for tomorrow if the Mustangs can get there. We'll see what they decide to do. It's 1-1 on the count here. Marshallowitz to Zimkoski, and the pitch on the way in there for a strike now, 1-2, as Marshallowitz looks for his 4th straight strikeout.
He steps back, and just thinking about that, Brian, and talking about the history that you've been bringing up throughout the broadcast back to 1983, I think the Mustangs will just try to do whatever they can to win this ball game and worry about who's going to pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, certainly have to get there first. Now the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's now 4 straight strikeouts for Casey Marshallowitz.
Wow. Just kind of a one-handed swing there by Zimkoski. And Bonner now steps in, came in to play 3rd in the bottom half of the 6th, and he now will bat for Nick Kumar.
He did a good job at the plate during the last week of the regular season, getting many at-bats in place of Greg Hench, and the Mustangs starting lineup takes ball 1 here from Marshallowitz. He was in a little bit of a funk in the middle of the regular season, actually lost his place in the rotation for the Mustangs in the starting 9. Breaking ball there, and Bonner not on pace with it. Actually, the first pitch, Gary, another one that we thought was a ball, was ruled a strike, and they count now at 0-2.
Making quick work of the Mustangs here in the 7th is Marshallowitz.
Trying to strike out the side. 0-2 misses low. Bonner's average now 235, has produced 8 RBIs on the season. Now the 1-2 on the way. Another fastball. Well, that was ruled a strike.
So the
first one was a ball. Scoreboard was wrong.
Now we're 2-2.
Yep. So now 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball and just nub foul there by Bonner. We'll have real high drama in the bottom of the 7th.
Mustangs with 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th for their 8. Hampton 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 6th for their 5.
Now the 2-2 on the way here to Bonner. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's 5 straight strikeouts for Casey Marshallowitz. Strikes out the side here on the top of the 7th. Head to the bottom of the 7th. Hampton down to their final 3 outs, needing 3 runs here on the Ratcliffe Law Firm High School Sports Day.
Good luck to the Mustangs from the South Union Township Supervisors, Rick Vernon, Jason Scott, and Robert Schiffbar.
Highlands, and left field now is Alex Guest, and right field is Tyler Becker.
We're back here at the Burkett Complex. Hampton down to their final 3 outs. John Ibeson leading things off here for the Hampton Talbots. The Mustangs sticking with Garrett Myers on the mound. First pitch to Ibeson. And they're going to appeal down to first. It ruled ball 1.
Yeah.
So 1-0 here to Ibeson. Couple of defensive changes for the Mustangs as well. We'll get to those in a moment. Now the 1-0 to Ibeson, and this one popped foul. Laurel Highlands are now with Alex Gesk moving from right field to left field. Tyler Becker coming into the game playing right, and Dylan Bonner, of course, still playing third with Garrett Myers on the mound and Dino Vecchiola playing first. Now Myers 1-1 here to Ibeson. Pitch just a little high. Count moves to 2-1. Mars and West Allegheny getting set to play after this one at the Burkett Complex. That'll be the fourth of 4 semifinal round games in 5A today. 2-1 pitch on the way.
Wow.
Again high, now 3-1.
Garrett needs to work strikes.
Shaler and Franklin Regional have already punched their ticket into the semifinals. Laurel Highlands trying to add their name to the mix.
All-important lead-off hitter.
3-1 here. Myers to Ibeson with the Mustangs up 8-5, and this ball hit high in the air. Again in that same spot. Gary on the right side. Mara backing up, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning.
That was Santino's play that time. Not too deep, and Becker was playing really deep out there in right field. He would have had a tough time making that play. So huge first out for the Mustangs.
Here we go. Laurel Highlands now 2 outs away from advancing to the WPIAL semifinals for the first time since 1983. And now Max Smith coming to the plate. First pitch to Smith. Dismissed low for ball 1. Some of those calls that appear the Mustangs were getting earlier in the game. Tougher to come by here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Smith 0 for 3.
1-0 pitch on the way. In there for a strike. Got a call that time. Count moves to 1-1 this half inning. Being brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Now the 1-1 on the way. That one low and in the dirt. Hops away from Caleb Scott, no damage done with no one on base. Yeah, the winner will play Franklin Regional tomorrow at 4 o'clock at West Mifflin. So Laurel Highlands will have it for you here on WMBS and also on the South Indian Township Sports Network. 2-1 now on the way. That one's high for ball 3. Smith batting from the number 6 position in the Hampton batting order. As Gary mentioned, 0 for 3 today. Did get on via an error last time up and scored a run. Now the 3-1 pitch. And this one hit high in the air down the first baseline in foul territory, and the Mustangs unable to make a play on it as the ball actually went over by the tarp that's rolled up there on the right side. Count now moves to 3-2.
Yeah, that's down the right field line. Again, not much room there in foul territory, and I think that actually got out of play, but runs the count full.
Payoff pitch now on the way, and this one nubbed here to third base, but rolled a foul ball. Actually was nubbed off of Smith. So
caught him on
ball.
the ankle, and that never feels good.
He's now trying to regroup here in the batter's box.
Even has a pad on his left foot, but his left ankle, but it still got him where the pad was not protecting.
Here we go again, 3-2. Myers to Smith. Pitch on the way outside for ball 4. So the drama builds.
So runner on now with 1 out. Brings up Brendan Urka. Fielder's choice in the 2nd. Popped up to center in the 3rd. And singled. Came around to score in the 6th.
Got the start on the mound today. Now playing third base for the Hampton Talbots. Myers first pitch here to Urka. Low for ball 1. Good block that time from Caleb Scott as that ball got into the dirt. Skipped up a little bit.
Garrett doing a little manicure of the mound here.
The field really isn't in that great a shape, Gary. Mentioned that earlier. Some divots in the infield.
A lot of activity here.
1-0 pitch on the way. This ball hit high in the air to right field. Should be routine here for Becker, and he'll make the grab for the 2nd out of the inning. Now 2 away, and the Mustangs an out away from a trip to the WPIAL semifinals.
Stepping in, Will Schuett, the center fielder, 1 for 3, singled in the second, flew out to right field in the fourth, and struck out looking back in the sixth.
Now here we go. Will Schuett at the plate. Mustangs an out away for advancing to the semis. First pitch to Schuett, and therefore a strike, 0-1.
Good heat that time by Myers. Reached back a little bit and brought it.
Max Smith at first. Got on via walk.
His run doesn't mean anything.
You're right on that. 0-1 here to Schuett. He went to chase into that one. Now 2 strikes on Will Schuett. The Mustangs a strike away from pulling an upset here in the quarterfinal round. 0-2 now. Myers to Schuett. And the pitch on the way, and this one shot back to Myers, and Garrett turns, throws, and gets over at first, and Laurel Highlands advances to the WPIAL semifinals for the first time since 1983. Mustangs win at 8-5 over Hampton, Gary.
Unbelievable. The excitement is really palatable. The Mustangs are jumping up and down on the field, giving everybody a high five. We're going to shake hands with the Hampton Talbots, but give the Mustangs all kind of credit. Coming down here to basically the home field for Hampton, or very close to where they're at, and pulling off the victory.
8-5, Laurel Highlands over Hampton. Mustangs will take on Franklin Regional tomorrow. We're back to tell you all about it right after this on WMBS, the True Live High School Sports Network, and on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to both teams for a well-played and exciting baseball game.
Brian Morozak and Gary Frankhauser back here wrapping things up at the Burkett Complex in Robinson Township. What a game we saw here today. Gary, Laurel Highlands picking up an 8-5 quarterfinal round playoff win over Hampton. The Mustangs advance to the WPIAL semis for the first time in 36 years.
I think excitement is an understatement, Brian. We're excited ourselves up here in the booth, having to see the Mustangs come out very hot, scoring 4 runs in the first inning, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 2 big runs in the 5th inning to post that 8-run opportunity for the Mustangs. And on the Hampton side, they had 1 in the first, 2 in the third, and 2 in the 6th inning for their 5. Hampton with 5 runs on 6 hits. They left 9 men on base, Brian. A couple big situations the Mustangs were able to get out of to maintain that lead, and that proved fortuitous for the Mustangs here this afternoon. On the Mustangs hitting side, Greg Hench 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, continues his hot bat. 2 for 4 for Nate Zimkowski with 4 RBIs, and Caleb Scott with went 3 for 3 and scored 2 runs for the Mustangs. Huge game, huge atmosphere. Mustangs pull it off, and they move to the semifinals.
We'll do it again tomorrow. Laurel Highlands and Franklin Regional on the air with our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show at 3:45 on the radio side. We'll also have it for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We're back with a final word on both the radio and the TV side in just a moment. Again, your final score, Laurel Highlands 8 and Hampton 5. We're back here at the Burkett Complex, wrapping things up. Laurel Highlands an 8-5 quarterfinal round win over Hampton. Today's game was brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiff-Bauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Atlantic Broadband, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. I'm Brian Morozak with Gary Frankhauser and Jerry Dupay. Again, your final score, Laurel Highlands 8 and Hampton 5. This has been a South Union Township Sports Network presentation.